What's going on with y'all? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Ball Sports Network. Thank you guys for the continued support. Continue to hit the thumbs up button, like, and subscribe. Now, man, it's just devastating for me to talk about this topic. It's very sensitive to me. It is the college football, and it's the simple fact that I don't think that a champion will be crowned this year in college football, and that is the 2020. I mean, we know how 2020's been, and we know how it's impacted my life, your life, everyone's lives around the world. And college football is going to be impacted. It's already been greatly impacted, and it's going to be impacted to the very end because I don't think a champion will be crowned this year. And here's why. College football is very top heavy. I mean, anybody that watches the sport knows that it's super top heavy. It's dominated by essentially 5 or 6 teams every year. There's only a 4-team playoff, and it should only stay a 4-team playoffs because legit only about 4 teams every year that can legitly win the championship. And so today, the Big 12 has come out and said that they plan on playing football, right? So there's 3 out of the Power 5 conferences that plan on playing football. We've seen, I think, 4 or 5 conferences opt out. Mountain West, obviously the Pac-12 and Big 10 were the super, big ones. The Ivy League schools and the MAC decided they're not going to play. But 3 of the Power 5 conferences have made schedules and have come out and released statements saying that they're going to play. But we still have, for a lot of these conferences, we still have a month before the season is supposed to start. And anything can happen in a month. And that's the scary thing because, numbers from COVID can get worse. We see now this rare heart condition that a lot of people are scared that can impact the players, even in the demographic that the college football players are in, the young, healthy demographic. They're seeing that this heart condition can affect them. And that's not a good sign. I mean, it is what it is. I want college football to happen, but I understand why these conferences are shutting down, and I get it. And now, back to my original point, why I don't think a champion will be crowned. Because think about it. Without the Pac-12, they didn't have anybody that was a legit chance of winning a championship. But Ohio State in the Big Ten wasn't a legit team. I think they were preseason ranked number 2 team in the country. They had the best quarterback they've ever had, probably in their school history. A legit team, to their best team to win a championship in the last, 5 or 6 years, a legit team to win the championship. And without Ohio State, you're saying, well, Jeff, that's just one team. No, one team makes a hell of a difference. It makes a hell of a difference when you only have a 4-team playoff. Now, think about who's left in the field that can legitly win a championship. Alabama. They have a brand new quarterback. We don't know what Mac Jones is as far as a full-time starter playing an all-SEC schedule. Georgia. They have a new quarterback. Now, I'm more confident in Jamie Newman, but he played in the ACC at Wake Forest, but I think he's crazy talented, and I'm confident in him. So I'd say Alabama, Georgia, Clemson. We know what Clemson is. They have a legit chance. That's about it. That's literally it. You can make an argument for Oklahoma maybe, but they have a brand new quarterback that's never started a game in Spencer Rattler. They always keep a solid team, but they lost guys in the first round. They lost C.D. Lamb. They lost, one of the best defensive players in the Big 12 last year. The linebacker, his name is escaping me. He went in the first round as well. So they're going to be a different team. I think they'll have legit. So we're looking at, I'm going to throw Oklahoma in there. So we got Bama, Georgia, Oklahoma, and Clemson. 4 teams, that's it. That's it. And normally there'd probably be only about those 4 teams as well, but at least you could throw Ohio State in there. So we'd have a legit 5-horse race from SEC, ACC, Big 10, and Big 12, 4 different conferences. A 5-horse race from 4 different conferences. At least that's something. I mean, college football is already a regional sport, right? Like the Pac-12, even when they get in the playoff, they're not very good. Even when Oklahoma gets in a playoff, they don't have a good showing. They're normally not very good. And that's what Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks. Baker played a good game against Georgia, but Kyler Murray got blown out when he got there. You know what I mean? Like Washington, when they went to the playoff, they got blown out when they got there. So without having one team makes that drastic of a difference. And I think that by itself should, put an asterisk next to whoever wins the championship anyway, because the best team isn't going to be able to play, or, arguably the best team. And that is before you throw in COVID. I don't know with COVID if we will be able to finish the season. I do think we will start the season, yes. But with COVID isn't going anywhere. We don't know when a vaccine will be available. So therefore, we don't, and there are going to be outbreaks. We're talking about young 18 to 23-year-old college men on college campuses with students, in student apartments with students, in small towns with other students, with bars, with restaurants, with things to do, with friends and homies and girlfriends and family and all of this stuff. 85 scholarship athletes, 85. There's going to be an outbreak. And once that outbreak happens, what takes place now? What are the contingency plans that these schools and universities are putting in place? I'm using my school, for example. Western Kentucky University is my alma mater. They have reported nearly 200 kids on campus already that have tested positive for COVID. Whether they came to campus with COVID or they contracted it while they were there. And WKU was a small university. Just imagine that some of these bigger ones, these Big 12 schools that have 50,000 students. WKU has less than 25,000. Think about the schools with 50,000, 60,000 students. Man, and I just don't see a national champion being crowned. I do think we will have games. I think we will start the season. Do I think we will finish the college football season? Absolutely not. And therefore, I do not think a national champion will be crowned. And without Ohio State being in the mix, I don't even think it's fair to crown a national champion because you're leaving out arguably the best team in the country. They're not even getting a chance to play. And they've already come out and said they're not joining another conference. Now, that's Ohio. You can say, oh, that's Ohio State's fault. True, but there is a global pandemic taking place. So you understand why they're choosing to opt out, why their conference is choosing to opt out, and why the university is choosing to opt out and not play football this season. So, once again, I do not think a national champion will be crowned, and it's sad to say because college football is my favorite sport, and I hate to see it go out this way. But like I said, there is a global pandemic taking place, and there are bigger things at stake right now, obviously. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Ball Sports Network, Talk It Up Sports. Thank you, guys, for watching. Continue to hit the thumbs up button, like, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.